I'm gonna get medieval on your asses.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Duke Nukem, A Time to
We
Kill.
have ignition.
I'm still Negaroth, and it looks like we
yeah.
have gone back to the medieval times. That's right. Kilt-laden Duke Nukem has gone back to even further back in his past. Back to the castle of Baron Von Duke. And already we are swimming along the moats outside of Castle of Baron Von Duke. Not really sure if this is still supposed to happen relatively within the realm of New LA, or if this is supposed to be actually in Scotland or Germany. Usually, when I think of a Von anything, I usually think German, but that might just be an awful stereotype. But we are already making our way as best we can through the mode itself. I decided to actually use a bit more of the arsenal that Duke has available to him, as I do a little bit of Solid Snake style here and try to do something of a stealth kill with possibly a weapon I haven't been using that often because I'm awful at throwing it. That's right, pigs. Fucking die. But yeah, this level is not too difficult. It's a nice introduction to the medieval period. It starts to show off the pig cops in their knight regalia, and Dracs are still Dracs. They never, as far as I know, they never really go through a costume change. I guess it's fine. But yeah, we actually have a key we'll be using a bit later. I'm not actually sure why it's kind of in a very inaccessible place. I'm actually not even sure if the boats could even get out of here, since a lot of this was submerged, but I guess maybe the levels of the water change with the seasons. It's kind of hard to say.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
But it looks like we are at another new weapon, but we'll hold off on getting that for just a second. We actually have a quest item to get over here.
Bring home the bacon.
As I take care of a pig cop. But yeah, this is a horrible joke. For those familiar with Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and I'm sure as neckbeards alike, we all have seen that movie. They were known later on in the movie and the efforts to take down a killer bunny to use a very holy relic, a hand grenade, apparently blessed by God himself. And likewise, we have explosive ourselves. But we actually have our first secret here, a kind of useless bit of steroids. It's nice in that it speeds us up, especially while going underwater, but there's really not that much to kill nearby. So it gets kind of wasted, much like the Double Duke at the beginning of the level, as there were only about 2 Necros nearby to take care of. But yeah, we're almost actually done with the outside perimeter here. We just need to do one more thing, and we don't actually really even need to do it, but I kind of enjoy the line you get whenever you pull this switch over here, so I figured we would go ahead and do that. Switch is just right over this way.
Little pig, let me in, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll kick your ass in.
That really doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know, kicking someone's ass in is just a stupid fucking thing to say, I'll say that. But, yeah, so after we take down these few Necros, we'll actually make our way into the castle proper. Here's another new weapon for medieval times. It's a crossbow. I read in a guide that this was supposed to be some equivalent to the buffalo rifle for this period, but it's actually closer to a shotgun. But it's actually a very awesome shotgun, and we'll be using that in just a second here, just to show you how absolutely amazing it is. But a lot of the secrets you can pretty much identify by these very noticeable atomic symbol blocks here. I apparently in the game it's described that Duke Nukem's family crest has always been this atomic symbol, which is a bit weird considering, you know, the splitting of the atom wasn't even really a thing at that time. But yeah, we just saw the crossbow in action there just a little bit. It may not come with a lot of ammo. I think it maxes out at about either 20 or 50. I'm not actually sure. But the whenever it actually fires a single, or when you fire a shot, it actually fires about 5 bolts at once. The bolts will actually travel through targets, so you can, as you saw there, I was able to kill multiple pigs at once. And it just, up close, it will murder pretty much, you know, most of the lower level enemies. Obviously, if you're trying to hit something further away, you're gonna, you know, get that whole damage decrease, but that's why I say pretty much equates to the shotgun. But yeah, after maneuvering this block here, or trying my best to maneuver it, we are actually in the castle proper.
That ought to shut you up.
Well, at least we're in the inner keep of the castle, I should say. We're actually going to head outside to basically look at not a... well, it actually is a necessary area, I should say.
Yippee-ki-yay.
It's just we can actually take a shortcut by coming inside and taking that secret route. And that's actually a bit helpful due to the fact that something we'll be seeing in the outer courtyard that would basically be a bit difficult if you just took the main drawbridge in. But yeah, these are not just ornamental axes, these are actually another new weapon for Duke. They're pretty much medieval throwing knives, except they're axes. And I don't really use them that often. You don't really get enough of them. I think you max out at 5. They are one-hit kills for a lot of things, but yet again, they require pretty much a long wind-up.
Where's the fridge?
They don't have a laser sight to speak of for obvious reasons, and you just never really run into them that much. So I end up carrying around both the throwing knives and the throwing axe for most of the game without using them. They don't make much sense. But yeah, basically out here in the outer courtyard, you have plenty of Drac in their own little surf town.
Ew, that ain't gonna be virgin wool.
Yeah, that's pleasant, dude. Thank you, George Bassard, for bestiality joke there. Or not a bestiality joke. I'm probably being a bit too mean to George. But I'm sure it was a good pun to somebody. And basically we're just going to clear out the other side of this little peasant town they have out here full of Drac. No real reason outside of that I can't let Drac live. And
you want some of this?
their heads pop off pretty nicely. But there was actually a reason for coming out here, as the next part of the main storyline objective, which is I don't actually end up looking at the pause menu for this mission, which I do apologize for, but we are looking for the Duke Nukem family jewels. Phallic joke. And we've already got one of the family jewels, which we found down in the moat. The second family jewel is going to be up here as soon as we take care of this pig cop. I guess I should say now Pig Knight, which honestly sounds like that one Demon Knight movie.
2 down, 1 to go.
So yeah, we now, as Duke said, just have to get one more crystal, or family jewel, and that's actually going to be well, it's pretty much right behind that door in front of us. The problem is, there's no real way to get in there, so we're going to have to find an alternate means to get in there. Before that, though, here's a little showing off of both my horribly great aiming skills, and also a new weapon upgrade that we got for the Gatling gun in the previous challenge map. And it's basically it's a laser Gatling gun. It is a lot more powerful. It's a lot more accurate at long range.
I hope my hands aren't cold.
I bet they're not, Duke. But it has one main drawback of only having 250 shots as opposed to the normal Gatling gun's 400. So it's a relative trade-off, I suppose. Personally, I think the laser Gatling gun does a lot better job. And honestly, they give you enough Gatling gun ammunition that you're never really in any danger.
I feel good.
So that is another atomic health obtained. We're doing pretty well on health here. I wish I could tell you I finish out the level that way, but we'll be seeing what happens in just a little bit. But normally, if you wanted to, and if you really loved climbing, you could climb, but I'd rather cheat.
Handsome guy. Reminds me of me.
I know what you mean, Duke. He's a hottie.
It's good to be king.
Pixels.
Oh, Duke.
Polygon boobies.
Whoa, mama. Your time period or mine, honey?
You know, initially when I heard period, I was a bit off-put.
I'm practically a jeweler now.
Be my champion, sir.
And yet, the family jewel has been obtained, and another oddly job-oriented pun is given. I mean, between rock smasher, jailbreaker, safecracker, bookie, I think at this point maybe Duke was just really thinking about other forms of employment. Kind of hard to say, or maybe just the people at 3D Realms were thinking about other jobs. But either way, I'm making short work of this whole climbing bit here by completely negating the climbing. It's honestly for the best, because who wants to see Duke climbing? Certainly not me.
Alright, enough with the hanging around.
So we are actually almost at the end of the level. Everything seems to be going fine. I'm good on health. This is where it starts to fuck up. There's actually a chain right here, and you just need come on. Come on. You just need to grab onto it. Come on, Duke. You can do it. Don't be afraid. Just need to grab on. Oh,
my
damn
kingdom
it.
for a way out of here.
Yeah, I kind of fucked up here. Pretty bad. It may be hard to notice, but that drop right there took out about 80 health. And then, forgetting that I had the wrong weapon equipped, which was the dynamite, I almost ended up blowing myself up. Not to mention, I was then being shot senseless by some nearby pig knights, so, can't get any worse, right? Well, it can. Because for some reason I decided, you know, I know the enemy ambush down here. They're kind of close range, and I haven't shown off the flamethrower yet. Why not do that? And there's a good reason. Because the flamethrower is awful. Since there's really not any melee enemies to speak of in the game, outside of some later on, I think there's like one later on, using this very short-range weapon is pretty much the stupidest thing you can do. So as you can see, I'm getting shot still from somewhere. But yeah, I dropped quite a bit of health in that little fracas? That little row, if you will. And yeah, I'm now down to 17 health.
I guess this means we're engaged.
Duke, that is a stone circle. But yeah, with all the family jewels in place and the royal Duke family symbol, we can continue on.
Klaatu Barada Nikto.
That is
Oh boy, more dungeons, draks, and damsels in distress.
that is possibly the worst way I've ever heard that phrase used. You may recognize it from Army of Darkness when Ash was supposed to pick up the Necronomicon. You may also recognize it from The Day the Earth Stood Still, which I think was supposed to be Martian for Destroy the Earth When I'm Dead or something like that. But yeah, we got our final secret, some more holy hand grenades, and we're going to head on down to the next level. See you next time on more Time to Kill.